Hello. I've got a bit of a surprise for you. Just spoke to William Dalrymple, my dear friend and historian and esteemed writer. But I've got a little something else we're going to do now with another dear friend of mine. It's a bit of a surprise. Let's see if she joins. Hi. Hi, Zelda. How's it going? And here we are. My surprise guest. Well, not really a guest. More my buddy. Let's see if this connects. If her internet connects, that's good.
How bad is my light? There's no power. There's like a power outage here because it's raining.
No.
So therefore, I'm like lit in candles.
Dude, this is perfect because this is like all dark and shit, just like your single.
Yeah.
This is wicked.
It's proper. Ooh, vibe.
Spooky. How are you, Shruti? You well?
I'm good. I stepped out today after 3 weeks, which was amazing.
I saw your mask looking all fucking studdy. That was awesome.
Thank you. I made that. I can't see shit in the dark actually. But yeah. So
eat carrots. You will see more. Yes.
It is so scary and dark right now. I'm actually really happy to have some company. So I'm so glad that we're having this chat.
Sweet.
Yeah, so I stepped out for work today after 3 weeks, which was great.
Yeah.
I went to do some ADR for a movie and I felt like work because
could you not do that at home?
No, because it's just not the same. Actually, I just needed any excuse to do it. I could have asked for it on my laptop, but I wanted to go to a dubbing studio and sanitize everything, be a little paranoid and actually work. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. To go to another place to actually do your job as opposed to having to do everything makeshift at home. Like
because that's what we've all been doing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Today I was like, I'm a professional.
I have cans and a room where I can't hear any echoes. This is wonderful.
And I'm like,
you sound like you're in a cave right now.
Buttons. Someone else, I was like, ready, second take. And somebody else was doing it, not me, like multitasking. Yeah.
Well, there is that. But look, thanks for this, by the way. And we thought we'd do this little chat because talking about work and stuff, you finally grabbed the bull by the horns and released your own fucking track that you wrote.
Yes, finally.
Finally.
Yes.
And it's amazing because I know you musically. I know your own personal writing. I know that it's dark and moody and badass, but the majority of your fan base probably doesn't really, right?
I think they got little glimpses when I started performing in London and started putting it up, and they were like, okay, this is, but it's still just, it doesn't feel very, you know how the shows are. It's just much better if you're there. And I think they just needed something to like connect with, do you know? And I think this was it. This was like, this is me in all my full black and white glory.
I was going to say in your glory, but really dark glory, really small, tiny. And this, I tell you what, your background is just perfect.
Fantastic.
Oh, you have power now? There you go. We can see your face. Very good.
Yes.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And you got AC on as well.
Wait, I'm going to turn off the fan. I can't hear you.
Oh, that'll do it. Actually, I'm going to call up a video while we are on this.
Yay!
Let me call it the video. Yeah, so you released this track, Edge, which is amazing and dark, and you shot the video in quarantine, right?
Yes, in Hyderabad. Yeah.
And like all of the reactions to it, like from all of your mainstream buddies, has been pretty fucking good, I've got to say. Like no one's been like, this is too edgy.
No, because I think the song is emotionally palatable to everyone, and currently everyone's feeling a bit dark, so everyone's feeling like how I feel all the time. So
you sound like a gothic teenager. My heart is really black normally, and I must like.
I have a black heart.
It's like Wednesday Addams.
Oh my God, she's my ultimate icon for life.
Who played Christina Ricci? Must be one of your favorite actresses then.
She is.
Yeah. Also, can I ask you one question, right? So this whole thing was shot in like landscape, like in portrait rather.
in portrait mode because we didn't know it's going to be on VH1 and we didn't know it's going to be this big. It was just.
So I mean,
on
like
my phone.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, like, obviously YouTube, Instagram, everything means that you can shoot in portrait now, and that's what everyone sees because it's on their phones. But on VH1, you're just gonna have like a black screen with like a little sliver of an image.
So on VH1 what happened is because on television that portrait gets widened first of all, so that was not that like a thin sliver of nothing.
Okay.
As well as what was the tease on Instagram, but on VH1 is actually the lyrics running and it looked really cool.
Oh yeah?
It was my lyrics in my handwriting.
Oh, put it on YouTube now so we can all see it.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll do that. Good shout.
Come on, what? If it's in your hand and you've got, I've seen your handwriting and I know it's quite nice.
It's a bit, yeah.
Very witchy and all a bit like, this is my spells and my magic.
It does look like some sort of spell on the side, which I love. Yeah. But that's what we did. We just put the lyrics on the side, just like moving.
And how did you get like a wind machine in your house then if you were shooting that yourself? Because your hair's all like, it's like Beyonce hair.
Okay, so I have to say, I didn't want the hair to fly. Okay, but I basically created a black box out of cloth like this. So it was 4 of these panels, which somebody was kind enough to come in and set up for me. And then I just had to go in and out of it. Mm-hmm. But it was just the piano, barely any space to move, and these 4 black cloths and 2 ring lights and 2 phones. That was it. Okay. I could not take the heat after a point. I was like, I want to look really good in my video as well. I don't want to be like, maybe it's a
all sweaty. Because I tell you what, it's hot in London right now. All this shiny is not good.
Yeah, it's exactly shiny. I didn't want to be that kind of shiny, you know.
Thanks for letting me know that I look sweaty. Cheers, love. Thank you.
It's okay, mate.
Cheers, darling.
So I put on the fan, and with the number of takes I was doing, I played through the song from start to finish about 12 times. Okay. And then I was like, then editing it myself later and then sending it to the director who like wove it together beautifully. But that fan just had to be there because.
And it looked good though. You had that sort of like, you know.
I started convincing myself that this is your own inner storm manifesting itself at the end. Like I was just like talking myself out of it, feeling like, come here, like it's a crazy rat now, because I was feeling.
And just like all that with the hair just flying in the air.
And also like filmy, right? Because all the film songs I've done, my hair is invariably flying in my close-up shots, and I was like, God damn it.
I can't get away from this mystical wind, for fuck's sake. Why is this wind following me around?
Yes, where does this wind of love and pain and everything come? Action wind, you know.
Action wind. That sounds like something like, you know, you have in the morning after having lots of paneer.
No, stop right there. Stop.
So listen, I mean, like talking about your film stuff, right? This is quite, so, you know, one thing I've always liked about you is that you went from, especially the gigs we did together in London, right? You went from playing Elsa, being the voice of Elsa in Frozen 2 across South India, to playing a dirty East London sweaty gig with me, like a week apart.
No, but that's not the dichotomy for me, because Frozen Elsa was for me, I mean, I wasn't hanging with the Disney peeps and stuff. I was in a recording studio in Chennai. I went in.
Sure.
So there's no glamour associated with
that. I don't mean glamour. I just mean the sort of type of project.
Well, yeah. So literally before the London gig, I was in the deep. I think was it before our gig? Yeah, probably. I was in Hyderabad. First, I was in the deep village somewhere in the south, shooting a movie in a village. With like buffaloes and everything. And then I went to Hyderabad and finished like a really fun movie here. And I was all like in actress mode, like full, 2 back to back, shooting dates, assistant, costumer, assistant directors, people touching you up. And then that, you know, so I was like, hey, Nerm, I'm here.
That's nuts. But then this track as well. So one thing we were talking about, and I'm sure that, you know, in all your other interviews, everyone's banged on about this. And this isn't really an interview. This is just us talking. But like the whole, it's just 2 mates chatting shit. Well, me chatting shit to you and you like patiently listening to my nonsense. But all of the reaction from these big, like, sort of film cinematic people in India has been quite mad.
I mean, I'm really honored, and like, you know how it is now. You send messages saying, "Hey, this is my new single. Would love your support," but you don't actually expect people to go out and support you so beautifully. It meant a lot to me because independent music in India needs that push. Even if I'm in the movies, this is different. I know what kind of views a movie trailer garners or a movie song garners, and there's just no way for us to compete with that immediately at all. Hopefully someday. So this kind of a push, like from people who have their own unbelievable fan bases, saying, "Hey, this is my mate. Like, check this out." Like, literally being that cool about it.
Yeah.
You know how we share music. So, but then you're talking about people like A.R. Rahman sir and all, who are like legendary, saying, "Hey, check this out." And I was like, "Thanks."
Cheers, mate. Thank you. I'll get you a lassi next time we meet. Wicked.
No, it really makes a difference. Not in the glamorous way, but just really as a musician who's been like, okay, I would love all the support I can get on this. They showed up and it was amazing.
So I was thinking, it's got to be, I mean, like in the cinematic world, so obviously Vishal's a dear friend, and, we know a lot of songwriters, and they have to write cinematic music. And I think there's got to be a certain amount of perhaps professional envy that you, as the actress, or the actor you are rather, were able to put out a track on your own terms without having to adjust your vision to a film or a director or a production company. Like, it's very much you doing what you want to do, which has got to be, it's quite a gutsy move, no? For an actor in your position.
For me, when I've spoken to actors on set and stuff, they've always said stuff like, do you know how lucky you are that you have like this other avenue, like an alternate life? When we say, oh, in an alternate life, I'd be, a musician, or in an alternate life, I actually live an alternate life as well. Yeah. And like a proper parallel universe. And they're two completely separate people as well, I feel like, inside of me, And I think it wasn't gutsy in the sense that it should have been done a while ago, technically. I just didn't have the courage to share a part of me that was so precious. Like, so it felt like being completely, like I'm bearing everything, and I wasn't ready to do it for a long time, especially not when I was in the thick of acting. So I think taking a break, moving away from that, and then being in a pandemic, actually the first thing for me, the shift was starting to perform in London and taking it out to people and getting those reactions where none of the things that matter here mattered there. It was just people, That really gave me the confidence to say, okay, I'm not crazy. I can actually do this. Yeah. Are you playing my song? I was like,
yeah, of course I am. Of course I am. It's on in the background.
Lost it.
It's just been on repeat in your head this entire time. You're like, what?
I was like, what?
Yeah, of course I'm playing it in the background. I mean, why wouldn't I play it? It's a great tune. It's awesome.
Thank you.
It's awesome. I mean, actually, does it feel quite liberating to get your weird side out and to show it with such, with such like disregard for caring too much about what people think? Is it liberating to do that?
I don't think it's like the first time that the weird sides come out. I think that it's the first time that it's been shot, beautifully edited and displayed.
Shot by yourself, by the way. It was shot beautifully by me. And then yes, pat yourself on the back there. Excellent. Shabash. Very good.
No dearth of humility here. But the thing is that
so humble you are.
It's so humble. No, it's not. It wasn't. It's not. I cannot tell you how unnarcissistic the whole process was. If anything, it was just like, you suck, this sucks, you suck, this sucks. The whole process, I think for most artists...
I was going to say, it's the life of an artist, right? Everything sucks.
I think it's that whole imposter syndrome situation, like, do I really deserve this? Like, I think it was Amanda Palmer who spoke of this first, like, really this imposter syndrome, which is, I think we all feel it. And for artists who don't, then they're either really good or really bad. But,
I think... Yeah. I think it's that thing of like, I am the best thing in the world. I am really shit. And it just sort of switches between the both of them.
I don't think I'm the best thing in the world. I think it's more like I am the best version of myself for my world.
I mean, exactly. To actually get up and do something for yourself, you need a bit of that ego to carry you forward. But then the crushing self-doubt comes in and slaps you back down again.
Oh my God. The day before I was putting it out, I was like, I've made a huge mistake. And there's so many people committed to this now. I can't even cancel.
No turning back. No turning back.
Yeah. And I was
But yeah,
like,
so was it like liberating for you then?
yes.
In the end.
In the end, it's I'm not someone who works for acceptance, but this is the first time I yearned for it, and getting it was amazing. Because I've not been, I think I revel in the fact that I'm a misfit and your acceptance doesn't really value me. But with this, it was so special that I was like, please love it. Because, you know, please just love it. Like, because I love it. I love doing this. That's
and
it.
I think also, I'm guessing that all the work you've done, including your film work and stuff, you are the top line actor, but there's a director and a production company. There's a whole lot of other
everybody.
Yeah, but this is just you. So it's like, fuck, like you're quite, you know, it's quite a thing.
That's the thing. The thing is also that, you know, I have other people to blame in the movie, you know, so here I have so many other people to blame. In this, it was just like, I did everything and I sucked.
You know what? I really was going to say that if it tanked, like, yeah, well, the video was shot so poorly and, you know, like it wasn't shot beautifully. I can imagine the inverse of that.
I had no excuses. But I think that it's a funny thing because that's really what the song is about. It's about going to the edge, and that's where you find yourself. Like going to the edge of discomfort. Like that's where the magic happens. I think whether it's relationships or things in life, or you want to be dragged to that place. I want to be dragged to that place that challenges me. You know, that's the edge.
And I guess leaning into that discomfort is where good art comes from.
Absolutely. And I think it's so funny because for me, this was it. This was like fall or fly. Put it out. Enough. Like people have known you as a musician since you were, what, 16? And you've not done it yet. Like you've got to be kidding. So this is it. Like do it now. And I think it's also because I've had so much solitude and quiet time with myself. So there was no avoiding and excuse making, and none of that was even allowed in my brain beyond the point.
Because you'd gotten yourself to tell yourself to shut up and just do it.
Yeah.
Excellent. And I mean, that's it. When was this song written?
It was written 2 weeks before it was released.
So how did you record the cello parts and all the rest of it?
Oh, so let me get to that. So basically, I had written a poem first.
Right.
In relation to something that I was going through in my life and like my interaction with somebody. And I wrote this poem and then I found these 4 lines and I was like, that's a chorus. It's a really fun chorus. And the song kind of wrote itself, really. It's one of the songs where I didn't have an idea. I just knew that the song is about going to that place, that dark room inside of me, you know, and it just kind of happened. I called Karan Parekh, who plays guitars with me live in India. And he had actually done this really fun thing where I had put up just the random piano line thing on Instagram. And he was like, do you mind if I play something over it? And I was like, yeah, go ahead, mate, you know, do it.
Yeah.
Then he was like, we should work more. And I was like, yeah. And I was doing so many other multiple things. And then I just sat with this and I said, come, let's work on it. And we put it on Instagram, you know, that worked out. So, and he co-produced it with me. And you know, I work with Zosha on cello and stuff in London, but we didn't have that option. So I would just play out piano chords and he would play out the strings and we were just jamming back and forth on Zoom calls.
Oh, wicked.
And we did this whole song in 2 Zoom sessions.
How did you deal with the delay?
You don't have delay in Zoom. And
you jam together in real time?
So you have a software called, because you're a gassy man.
I've had like 2 cans of like Coke and caffeine-free Coke, so that's why.
there's this software called Audio Movers. So you
Okay.
can be on a Zoom call, and then your laptop has this thing called Audio Movers, where I and my cans can hear your machine in real time.
Oh, so you don't have to MIDI clock it.
You'll have to what?
You don't have to MIDI clock it.
No, nothing. It literally just plays the session. Your session, whatever you are doing real time, immediately.
Excellent.
So that actually, this producer I work with called Jungle Boy, he introduced me to it.
Big up Jungle Boy.
Yeah. So he was like, oh, there's this thing called Audio Movers. And then I was like, Karan, there's this thing called Audio Movers. So that totally saved us. And we were done in 2 sessions. And then I was like, maybe I'll shoot something. Shot it. Then I found Siddhi through my friend Pooja, who you've met in Bombay. And she said, I work with this lovely girl called Siddhi, and she was fantastic. She was like,
who was Pooja? Was that flat, or was that, or in the restaurant?
Yes. In the
you
flat.
guys came over to that flat?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes, that's Pooja Puri.
Nice.
So Pooja was like, oh yeah, because Pooja works and with a number of interesting people, and I was like, do you know someone who would be a good fit? And I don't mean to be. I mean, I do mean to be feminist, but I was really glad that a woman put this video together because it is very feminine in its energy, and it has the moments of feminine fragility and strength, and that kind of beautiful discordant femininity. So I felt like it was amazing that she got it like right off the bat. She's like, I get it.
I was talking to my friend Anushka Menon, who's a photographer in India, last week, and we're discussing about how when she shoots, inherently her female subjects feel more at ease, not just because of the gender thing, but because the eye is positioned differently, and what you look for is different to the typical male gaze. So I imagine in editing, it's a similar fashion where you've got a certain comfort.
I've never felt that. Honestly, if you put a camera in front of me, it doesn't matter who's holding it.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I'm like, I have no gender bias there. But I think with this, particularly because of the words, because of the way, I think it helped that she was able to connect with that feminine perspective. Definitely. Yeah.
Because I guess there's a certain vulnerability that your song's on about, which is kind of...
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? Like, I think I spent my entire teenage years into early 20s being petrified of my fragility, and I think I'm quite fragile inside. And and I'm so. Do you really not think so? No, come on.
No. I mean, I come on. I know you, so I also know that you've got this whole evil.
Also, people don't know I'm a major crybaby. Quickly, people probably imagine that in a relationship I would fight like a psycho lady, but I'm not. I'm just my feelings. Just.
Okay, that dichotomy I can picture. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and the thing is that what I found is through therapy and stuff and writing, when I started saying, okay, I am fragile, and really it's like that Neil Gaiman Sandman comic, The Cuckoo. With the little angry girl inside. And when I accepted the little angry girl inside that really just needed a good cuddle and saying, it's okay, you're going to turn out fine. I am you later. We're going to be fine. When I accepted the fragility, what started happening was I actually became stronger in this really unique way. And that's really what Edge is about, I think. Going back and forth with that.
Huh. Coming to the edge, accepting it, and then kicking the door in and saying, fuck off.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. What's next then after Edge? What are you doing next?
I have a song coming out in September.
Okay.
Can't say much about it. You know which song it is.
Does it have more than one word in the title?
Yes.
Excellent. Do I know which song it is?
Yes.
Is it made with a friend of mine?
No.
Okay. I'll guess offline and
figure that out. Offline.
Huh.
But it's a song that I've already performed basically, but reworked, redone, and represented differently, which I'm really excited about because it's another vibe.
Did any of those collaborations that we talked about, have they manifested in any way?
Which collaborations?
I'll tell you offline. We can't talk about it publicly. Yeah. Okay, so let's finish on a very, very obvious question. Any album coming in the horizon at all?
So listen, I have a question. Like I'm a proper A side, B side person, you know, like I love that. I don't think I don't think that question is that relevant anymore. If I was going towards an album, I would go proper prog metal and make a concept album. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
please do that. Please do
Yeah.
that.
I
Come on.
like Night of the Hunters by Tori Amos is like one of the most brilliant concept albums of all time, you know? And so when you say album, I'm not even sure what that means anymore. Is it 12 songs? Is it 6 songs? Is it 4 singles woven together by your label? Like, what does that even mean anymore? But I
Okay.
would, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then it's like EP, album. I'm like, listen, I have songs, okay? They come out.
I mean, yeah, the waterfall technique of releasing song after song after song is very popular right now. But also, like you said,
I
I
miss
can imagine
album.
you doing
I
something
miss album.
conceptual.
Yes, I want to do a concept album. I want to do that for sure. And I'm pretty sure I know what it's going to be about as well. But I don't know if this is all in sync. Also, these are different songs from different phases, and I don't know if they weave together really.
You know, I have this conversation with all of my friends that I speak to about work, and the issue is that songs are like snapshots, like a Polaroid of what you're going through at that moment in time. And then it takes
Yeah.
time to get them perfected and to weave them up. And by the time they release,
Yeah.
that narrative's already gone. So
Yeah.
Anushka's new EP is a really good example of that. The whole Love Letters EP that Anushka did about something significant that happened to her, but it's moved on when it finally comes out. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
You've got to get it. You've got to capture that moment and put it
Well,
out.
I don't know what that says about me. I seem to be holding on to a lot of the same shit for a long time. I mean, there is a common thread between Edge and the other songs.
Yeah.
Clearly, I've been a Margie lady for a long time.
It's all about that fragile little girl just turning into a lioness. Basically.
People are going, what is going on in this life?
I know. It is a weird one. But that's why it was a surprise. It was just like, let's just talk about music, which is very epic.
It's a surprise live.
It's a surprise live. Yeah, it wasn't scheduled. But look, lovely, I will let you go because I need to eat and I need to pee.
Yes,
not in that
thank
order.
you for this lovely chat. Love you, Nerm. And
Love you
thank
too.
you for always supporting my music. You know,
Yes.
I love you for other reasons, but also for that.
Yes. Well, thank you, my love. Speak to you soon. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye.